video where today I'm going to be talking about a few things that I learned here and there while my time being a videographer and what I learned throughout this journey. So let's get into it. Now, there are a lot of things that we need to learn as a videographer, and these are things that require either investing in equipment or upskilling yourself, and a few tips and tricks along the way. So these are the things that I learned while my time being a videographer and doing various different projects. Now, the first thing that I learned was that gear does not matter. Let's try and talk about that a little bit more. When I say that gear does not matter, I don't mean that a 30,000 INR camera will be the same quality as an Alexa or a Red camera. I don't mean that. However, when I say gear does not matter, I mean that more than the gear itself, your skill set as to how you understand the camera itself, how you use different forms of gear into creating a particular kind of a look, or how you use different kinds of alternatives, or you use your knowledge to create something where instead of buying a $3,000 lens, you can do it maybe with like a $100 lens with a few additions or a few kind of jerry-rigged kind of equipment. So it all depends on how you utilize what you have, how you utilize your skills to get that look that you're looking for. So that is the first thing that I learned the hard way. Now, the second most important skill set to have is to learn video editing. In a production, you might see that editors and videographers are different. However, if you're a content creator or a one-man army, you need to figure out how to do both. So there are various really powerful software. I personally use Premiere Pro, but I know that a lot of people, they might not be able to pay for it, or they might not be up for a paid software as of such. However, there are a lot of really powerful free software as well, such as DaVinci Resolve, other software such as Vegas Movie Studio, and so on. If you're a Mac user, maybe there is I forgot what it was, but it will be right here. However, these things are very important when it comes to actually creating a product, because at the end of the day, just shooting the right shots is not enough. Compiling them and editing them into making the perfect video product is essential. Now, the next big thing is maintaining good audio. Now, you might not think about audio as a very important part of video, but it makes a lot of difference. What you might think is, suppose if you're shooting a vlog, you might not be using audio all that time, where instead of using the audio which you're capturing, you're using a backing track which suits the visuals itself. I have done it more often than not. But when it comes to a space where you're trying to capture something where someone is saying something important, or maybe when you go to a sporting event, the audio of the sport is very important to you. Thinking of a good audio solution is very important. Most of the times the onboard microphone of the camera itself is not adequate enough. So maybe a small shotgun microphone, or maybe a wireless microphone that like the one that I'm using right now, the DJI wireless microphone. Those kinds of audio solutions are good enough for dealing with your content creation needs. Now, very important thing is figuring out lighting. Now, you might see that my background is completely blown out. So if I just close this up, you might not be able to see me at all. However, if I open this up a little bit and then just change up the angle with the curtains that I'm using right now and the environment, I'm getting that soft light on me. to illuminate the subject itself. Now, this is a thing which is important not only in your basic everyday content creation, but in a professional sense as well. Now, you might just go around thinking that going out in the open, the sun is the light itself and you don't need to think about a lot. But if you're trying to get a particular shot, you might need to use things such as an ND filter to actually darken the image a little bit while also getting a very shallow depth of field. And if you're shooting indoor, it becomes a little more complicated because the lights in your house may not be adequate, or you might want to fill out your different kinds of colors into your frame itself. Now, to do that, you might need to invest a little bit in getting lighting solutions, maybe like a light bar or RGB lights, or those kinds of like LED lights that you get for studio purposes or shooting purposes. You might need those, but here lies the important part as to you need to figure out what kind of content you're going to shoot primarily, and then figure out whether you actually need a light source, and if you need a light source, can you afford it, and is it over the top for you? You also need to figure out as to, are there any cheaper alternatives that you can use, maybe like using a desk lamp and using different kinds of cellophane paper over it to actually get those different colors of lights, or if you want to invest in a desk lamp with an RGB light and maybe a diffuser. Those are things that you can do, but it really depends on what kind of lighting solutions that you require for your particular shoot. So yeah. Now at the end of the day, what I will do is I'll think about what resolution my product will come out at. So if I want my project to come out at 1080p or 4K, what I will generally do is I will actually shoot at a higher resolution. So if I'm looking for a product at 1080p, I will shoot at 4K. Now, why do I do that? It's a common good practice. Why? Because it actually helps you in the post-production aspect. Now, suppose I want my footage at 1080p and I shot it at 4K. What it helps me to do is digital zoom in into the actual footage and reframe my subject without losing any quality. And also it helps me do a lot of like these digital effects where I am digital zooming in from one keyframe to the other, and that helps me in providing a little bit of movement in post-production to the footage itself. So that is one tip that I learned pretty early on, and that is one tip that has helped me quite a bit in my shoots. Another thing which is important is to actually look up various kinds of videos and start analyzing those. Like it does not matter whether it's a music video, whether it's a film, whether it's some content creator's work. All that matters is for you to sit there and analyze what kind of different camera techniques are they using, what kind of compositions are they using, what kind of equipment or editing techniques are they using to actually get that video itself, and also to figure out whether it's something that you like or whether it's something that you want to experiment with. Now, those kinds of techniques and those kinds of analysis actually help you quite a bit in expanding your knowledge and also expanding what kind of things you're capable of with the kind of equipment that you have. So that is something which is absolutely integral in building yourself as a videographer, at least in my opinion. Now, if you like that video, please make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to get up to 500 subscribers right now and maybe 1,000 soon enough. And stay tuned because we will be coming out with more videos, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.